We got what we wanted. We got what we wanted. We want to kick off, get him inside the 20, defense. Our first shot out of the barrel. This is where we set the tempo.
The story of a football season has many faces. In 1980, some old familiar faces turned up in unfamiliar places. But in Pittsburgh, only the expressions on the faces changed. For the first time in 9 years, the Steelers missed the playoffs. They won only 2 games in the AFC Central, a division they once dominated. Pittsburgh's fall coincided with the rise of the Houston Oilers and its vaunted Earl Campbell up-the-gut offense. Oiler head coach Bum Phillips bet his job that his team could kick in the door of the Steelers dynasty. But while the #1 contenders were battling at the division's front door, a long shot flew through the attic window and into first place.
What we do best, and it begins and ends with pass protection, is throwing a football. And beside anything else that you would do would be increasingly boring.
Clock down to 34 seconds, and the Cardiac Kids are at work today.
Oh, it's time to get nervous. Side 3rd and 20. Throwing to Logan.
He got it on the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Dave Logan! Touchdown by Dave Logan, 46 yards, I don't believe it.
They used a formula for success that was anything but boring. Their quarterback, Brian Sipe, was 1980's Player of the Year. Only one other team passed for more yards than the Browns in 1980. By the final Sunday of the regular season, Cleveland needed only to win in frigid Cincinnati to clinch the Central Division title. But the Bengals refused to go down without a fight. They matched the Browns score for score and produced one of the season's greatest games. The lead changed hands 6 times, but true to their thoroughbred form, Cleveland had what it took at the wire. Sam Ratigliano's Cleveland Browns, just one of many surprises to emerge from NFL 80. When 1980 began, the New England Patriots were cast in the leading role in the AFC East, while the Buffalo Bills, with neither the talent or looks of the favorites, were given only a minor role in this division play. But when the curtain went up, the plot thickened. Buffalo wasn't following the script. In fact, head coach Chuck Knox had them stealing the show, and they raced past the Patriots at mid-season for the division lead. Suddenly, the team with the AFC's worst record in the 70s was winning with character in the 80s.
In their shotgun formation at the Jets' 31-yard line, 12 seconds to play. Ferguson looking to throw. He throws toward the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. Unbelievable.
A cast of young players and crusty veterans were spinning a fairy tale season in Buffalo.
You know, a lot of people talk about Buffalo this year being a Cinderella team. And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm a big part of it, but I am a part of it. You know, when I went to St. Louis was termed as a Cinderella team under Don Coryell. The same way last year in New Orleans, we had the opportunity to knock the Rams out of the playoffs and go ourselves. We didn't get that accomplished. They called us a Cinderella team there. They're calling Buffalo right now a Cinderella team. I think that's all fine and dandy, but I hope they don't start referring to me as the Good Fairy.
But as the season drew to a close, the Cinderella Bills found themselves dancing towards midnight. A loss to New England in Week 15 produced a must-win situation in the swirling fog and drizzle of San Francisco on the season's final Sunday. But midnight had come and gone, and these Cinderella Bills were still dancing.
The Bills need to hold them to win their first division title since '66. 2 seconds to play. There's the long throw toward the end zone. And it is deflected, incomplete. And the game is over. And the Bills have won the division championship. What a dramatic finish in the fog and the rain of San Francisco.
Are you ready for this? Are you staying on the edge of your seat? Hey, hey, come out and watch the Detroit Lions that no one can seem to beat. Hey, hey, and another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. All right.
After 2 straight losing seasons, the Detroit Lions dusted off 5 of their first 6 opponents as #1 draft choice Billy Sims took the Lions and all of the Motor City for an exhilarating ride. Sims' salary classified him as an extravagant gas guzzler, but he got good mileage per carry and led the NFL in touchdowns. Unfortunately for Detroit, Sims could not carry the Lions to the NFC Central Division Championship. That distinction belonged once more to the time-tested Minnesota Vikings. In the season's waning weeks, Minnesota raced past the fading Lions and won the division title on Tommy Kramer's wing and a prayer of a pass against the Cleveland Browns.
23-22 in favor of Cleveland. 5 seconds left, first down, Cleveland 46. 3 wide receivers right, Kramer back to pass. He's going deep, down the right side, and it is fought for, and it is touchdown! Touchdown! Rashawn! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! The Vikings are in the playoffs. Absolutely one of the great dramatic finishes of any football game anywhere. The Vikings go to the playoffs, 28-23.
Among the many surprises of NFL '80, none was bigger than the Atlanta Falcons, who celebrated their first NFC Western Division championship ever. With the NFL's second youngest team, the Falcons scratched and scrambled to 12 victories, including a last-minute photo finish past the 7-time defending champion Los Angeles Rams.
Here it is, 4th and 11 at the Falcon 46. Bartkowski back to throw. Here come the Rams.
It is.
Bart's got time. He's going long. He's got Jackson. He catches it. Falcons win 15-10.
At last, the Falcons owned a distinction they had always wanted, but never had.
Division champs. First time ever in Atlanta. Western Division champs.
Ten times in the past 14 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys were champions of the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference. In 1980, Dallas fans were again confident, bred to a winning tradition that reflected calm and collected Tom Landry. When retirement claimed several veteran Cowboy players, Landry found replacement parts that kept the Dallas machine in gear. Quarterback Danny White was thought to need a year to settle into Roger Staubach's shoes. But in his own shoes, he threw 27 touchdown passes, the most in Cowboy history. But it's not the number of touchdown passes you throw, it's when you throw them. And in the clutch, Danny White did a good impersonation of the legend he replaced.
Here come the Cowboys, still with 49 seconds to go. Ball at the 23, 27, 24. Danny White with one running back. Here comes the blitz again. Danny back to throw into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Drew Pearson, the Cowboys wide receiver. And
however, not everybody in the East was quite so impressed by these Cowboys. In Philadelphia, the Eagles sensed the collapse of the Dallas Empire and stood like barbarians at the gates of Rome.
We want Dallas! Dallas! We hate you! Dallas! Right here! At the bench! At the bench!
The battering ram of the Eagles was their defense, a unit that permitted the fewest yards in the NFC and gave up the fewest points in the NFL. With a team of cast-offs and low-round draft picks, Philadelphia was the NFL's junkyard mongrel. But while they possess few pedigrees, the Eagles managed to win best in show with their team defense and a liberalized offense that featured the passing of quarterback Ron Jaworski. The Eagles and Cowboys finished with identical 12-4 records, but because of a point differential, the championship of the NFC East belonged to Philadelphia. While the NFC East turned out to be a dogfight, the AFC West materialized into a space-age shootout. The graceful sky pilots of the San Diego Chargers against their arch rivals, the veteran tough Oakland Raiders, who were led by Jim Plunkett. Plunkett returned Oakland to the long ball attack for which they were once feared, while San Diego quarterback Dan Fouts merely continued the Chargers' laser-swift aerial show, gaining more yards in one season than any other team in NFL history. In 1980, the young Knights of the Chargers and the old Warriors of the Raiders dueled in the sky for the championship of the AFC West. When the final bomb burst, the championship belonged to the Chargers. San Diego was the only team in football to repeat as division champions from the previous year. Perhaps even more remarkable was the second-place finish by Oakland. Head coach Tom Flores injected 14 brand-new players and still won 11 games. As wild-card entries in the playoffs, they set their sights on pro football's ultimate destination, the Super Bowl. However, in the icy playoffs in Cleveland, the Raiders needed a thunderous defense to keep their dreams alive. For Oakland, a season of so many plays came down to just one.
The ball on the 13-yard line of the Raiders, who lead 14-12. But with Cleveland needing only a field goal, the Browns appear to be in the driver's seat. Raiders on the thin edge now. Sight looks, he throws! And it's intercepted! Holy Toledo!
The story of the AFC ended the way it had started. The Raiders and Chargers on a collision course for the championship.
From San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium, it's the American Football Conference Championship game between the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers. The winner to advance to New Orleans in Super Bowl 15 in 2 weeks.
San Diego showed why they had reigned as the NFL's masters of the air. But the Raiders' mastery on this Sunday ended that reign. A 34-27 defeat sent the San Diego Chargers' vision of a Super Bowl plummeting to earth.
They could only watch those glowing hopes dwindle away as now the darkness closes over San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium. Darkness that symbolizes the end of the Charger dream.
For the Raiders, the dream lived on.
The jubilation begins. The Raiders are bound for the Super Bowl for the third time, climaxing one of the great stories in football in recent years, the total resurgence of the silver and black. New Orleans, here come the Raiders.
In frozen Philadelphia, the Eagles and the Cowboys met to decide who would meet Oakland in Super Bowl 15.
A lot of guys have heard me say, never allow anybody to take you for granted. I have a feeling that the Cowboys are sort of taking us for granted right now. We're here because we've earned the right to be here, and we can beat this football team. If the Dallas Cowboys are going to take us for granted, we'll whip their ass.
Now, that eye slant wasn't bad the first time we ran it, huh? The eye slant's been good, Dick. High formation. High formation. Quick 141. High formation, quick 141.
Second down and 10. The Cowboys with 6 defensive backs. Jaworski gives off inside, running with Montgomery up the right side. Look, 30, 25, 40, 15, 10, touchdown! Robert Montgomery! Montgomery explodes on the right side, and the Eagles have scored first.
Wilbert Montgomery, number 31, dashed for 194 yards as Philadelphia ran away with the NFC Championship 20-7.
All right, slot split. I want 47 slants. This should be a touchdown right here, Dick. Should be a score.
Under the lane of Leroy Harris up the middle across the line. Touchdown Eagles. Leroy Harris. Leroy Harris. Up the middle.
We're going to New Orleans. I'll tell you where you're going. You're going to Super Bowl. You know, he's going to Super Bowls where he's going. Let's back up.
The Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl at long last.
January the 25th, 1981. Super Bowl 15. And a dream come true for both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Oakland Raiders.
Super Sunday, what a day. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's like a dream come true. It's unbelievable. Yes, and we're going to win. We are going to win, no question.
However, the dream soon faded for Dick Vermeil's Eagles.
All right, double, base pass 46-47, check with me.
Play fake. Back is Jaworski with time to throw.
He's got his bag.
Drills one. Intercepted. Rob Martin.
Oh, run on. No. threw it right to him.
The first of a Super Bowl record 3 interceptions by linebacker Rod Martin set the stage for the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, Jim Plunkett, who orchestrated a brilliant Oakland offensive performance. Tom Flory's Raiders did not hammer the Eagles into submission. They did it with finesse and flair.
Steps up, can't find anybody yet, takes off running to the left, rolls on the move, and it's caught by King at the 40. King takes over the 50, King all the way, number 3. To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Raiders!
This was the same style that brought the Raiders to this Super Sunday, and Philadelphia could do nothing to prevent it.
Philadelphia's defense may be a little frustrated. Maybe trying to shift to another gear that isn't there.
The Raiders seemed innovative, while the Eagles appeared predictable. The inevitable result was a classic mismatch. All phases of the Oakland attack were programmed to deliver the killing blow. Oakland demonstrated that it is not solely a team skill, but also its poise that decides the outcome in championship games.
Silver and black football is king of the hill in the National Football League.
Oakland's 27-10 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles was a storybook ending for a remarkable football season and a fitting conclusion to a thrilling year. NFL 80.
January the 25th, 1981. America welcomes home 52 of its bravest amid the color and excitement of Super Bowl 50.
Super Sunday, what a day. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's like a dream come true. It's unbelievable. Yes, and we're going to win. We are going to win, no question.
Confident champions of the American Football Conference, the Oakland Raiders danced into this prestigious ball wearing glass slippers. If ever there was a Cinderella champion, it was these men in silver and black. Their quarterback, Jim Plunkett, had salvaged a wrecked career to become the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year. And in only his second season, head coach Tom Flory's directed a team with 14 new players through the wild card playoffs and into the Super Bowl. Shrewdly built by owner Al Davis, Oakland reflected the cool professional attitude of a team accustomed to meaningful games. This was all new to the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, since Dick Vermeil had molded a winner out of a former loser. Because their personality mirrored his discipline and determination, these Eagles were often given more credit for being hard workers than good football players. However, in November, these tough Eagles had beaten the Raiders 10-7, mainly by sacking Jim Plunkett 8 times. It was here, in one of the season's most physical encounters, the initial battle lines were drawn for Super Bowl 15.
Well, I learned that from getting close to Jaworski and knocking him down a couple times, that he wears English leather. Jerry Sizemore wears Aramis. And that guy, Pete Perot, that second-year guy from Southwest Louisiana, he doesn't wear any cologne. He doesn't even use deodorant, I don't think.
Super Bowl 15 featured the most striking contrast in opponents since Darth Vader first crossed lasers with Luke Skywalker.
Here we go. Team! Yo, Frank, you ready for a real dogfight now, man? What do you say? Come on.
Hey, guys, we only have 60 minutes to get it done, so no sense in waste. Start on the first play and give it everything you got on every snap, huh? Good luck to all of you, huh? Here we go.
And Super Bowl 15 is upon us.
First down.
On the game's third play, Dick Vermeil called
Double base pass 46-47, check with me.
for Vermeil and his coaching staff in the press box above. It proved to be a play-action pass that they immediately regretted.
Play fake. Back is Jaworski with time to throw.
He's got Spag.
Drills one. Intercepted. Rod Martin.
Oh, Ronnie. No. Threw it right to him.
Guy went cover 6 and the linebacker came off.
Rod Martin, who was once cut by the Raiders, made the first big takeaway of the game from his outside linebacker position. Instead of lofting the ball over Martin, Jaworski fired hard and low, aiming for a seam in the Raiders' zone that turned out to be a mirage. Martin's interception proved to be a harbinger of bad times for the Eagles.
Third and goal on the 2. Plunkett drops back to pass. Steps up. He looks. Over the middle. He's got it. Touchdown, Raiders! It's caught by Cliff Branch. A 2-yard touchdown pass. Plunkett threw it almost like a dart.
Only quick thinking by Jim Plunkett saved the touchdown. His step-up forced linebacker Frank LeMaster to commit forward, creating a crease just big enough for a dart. The Raiders struck first, but on Philadelphia's third possession, the Eagle offense finally took wing.
Third and long. The Raiders in their 4-2-5. Back to pass. Now goes Jaworski. Looking, being chased out of the pocket to the right. He's got running room, directing play, going deep. A bomb to the end zone. It is a touchdown.
He got it. Touchdown. Rodney. Oh, we got a penalty.
Oh, we got a flag. Who's the penalty on? Daggone rotten touchdown called back. Was that on Harold, Dick?
Wide receiver Harold Carmichael had drawn an illegal motion penalty, canceling Philadelphia's chance to tie the score. This play left the Eagles in a state of shock from which they never seemed to recover. For the Raiders, on the other hand, an unusual reversal of Murphy's Law began, as everything that could go right did go right.
Drop back. Here comes the rush. Steps up. Can't find anybody yet. Takes off running to the left. Throws on the move. And it's caught by King at the 40. King takes over the 50. He'll go all the way. Nobody moves.
The pass covered 80 yards, a Super Bowl record.
Touchdown, Raiders! And Plunkett opens up the bag of tricks. Plunkett on a third down play that time. Got good blocking, couldn't find the receivers, skidded around to get open, and when Herm Edwards gambled, he came up snake-eyed.
Battles between evenly matched teams are seldom won without taking some risks. Philadelphia blitzed one linebacker and crossed their nose guard and end in an attempt to pressure the supposedly immobile quarterback. But it was good secondary coverage that finally flushed Plunkett from his pass pocket, where he gambled with a soft toss just above the reach of Eagle cornerback Herman Edwards. Alert and opportunistic, the Raiders led 14-0 as the second quarter began.
Coach, we got plenty of time and we're moving the ball well. Just we've given them a couple things. We just keep our heads and everything is fine as far as the game plan. Nothing to matter at all.
But not all was well with the Eagle game plan. Oakland's nose guard Reggie Kinlaw, number 62, was personally shutting down Philadelphia's prize running attack.
Come on! Where the hell is the nose guard coming from? Kinlaw's been paying our so far.
Kinlaw proved to be one persistent lighthouse around which the storming chaos of the Raider defense revolved. Pursuit by Kinlaw and the Oakland linebackers completely took away the cutback running of Wilbert Montgomery and left the Eagles with only 69 yards rushing on the day. Unable to go through the Raiders' defense, Philadelphia was forced to go over it. Midway through the second period, a series of Jaworski completions set up Philadelphia's first points of the day, a 30-yard field goal by Tony Franklin. At last, the Eagles had reason to hope.
They're playing like we would like them to play to beat them. They really are, coverage-wise and everything else. Yeah. Look at these guys. The big thing is we're all look a little bit tight, and they look exhausted already because of nerves, and we got to get them to relax a little bit.
Here's Franklin advancing on the football.
Up to this point, Philadelphia had seemed tense, even apprehensive.
Moody back takes it on the 1-yard line. Out to the 5, the 10, straight ahead 15. He has hit a ton, fumbles, followed on by Rod Martin. The Raiders have it. What a belt that time. So the Raiders get the football after a tremendous lick.
Ron Baker's hit was nearly the jolt the Eagles needed. But as would be the case all day, the drowsy Eagles were a step behind the wide-awake Raiders. Oakland was embracing its opportunities. Philadelphia was not. But while the Eagles were not playing their best, behind almost every missed opportunity, there was a hustling Raider. However, Philadelphia's worst wound was self-inflicted, with 58 seconds remaining in the half.
Third down, quick release, goes to the end zone, overthrown, and a little quick time.
Oh, Ron. Perfect call.
Good break for the Raiders, as Parker really got out of the blocks that time and had McKinney beaten.
On fourth down, Eagle fortunes went from bad to worse.
Snap, spot, kick on the way. It is blocked. It's scooped up by Willie Jones. He drops it at the 20. He goes back to pick it up. He's hit. He fumbles again. It's on the bounce. It's on the carpet. It's a wild melee. The Raiders have the football. Holy Toledo.
No player in the history of pro football has blocked more kicks than Oakland's Ted Hendricks, number 83. However, none was more important than this one, for it confirmed that Oakland was winning pro football's world championship in the most convincing fashion possible. As the second half began, Raider head coach Tom Flores realized that the key to the second half would be held by his huge offensive line. Philadelphia's defense also knew this, and by blitzing their linebackers, the Eagles hoped to break the lock, protecting the Oakland offense. This strategy seemed to work against the run, but against the pass, where it was needed most, the blitz was useless. The Raiders had gone into the game reasonably sure that, unlike their first meeting, they could protect Jim Plunkett. Using a blocking scheme devised by Tom Flores, Oakland picked up every blitz and every stunt the Eagles threw at them. Plunkett seemed to have all day to throw, a painful reality that chipped away at the Eagles' composure.
Philadelphia's defense may be a little frustrated. Maybe trying to shift to another gear that isn't there.
On Oakland's first possession of the third quarter, Plunkett drained a little more confidence from the Eagles' already shrinking reserves, moving his offense 77 yards on only 6 plays.
Back is Plunkett. Time to throw. Deep to the end zone to Branch. It is caught by Branch. Touchdown Raiders!
With the Eagle defense unsure of just what he would do next, Plunkett did what he planned to do all along. Once more, Oakland's pass protection was magnificent. But it was an adjustment to the ball by wide receiver Cliff Branch against Philadelphia's rookie cornerback Roynell Young that produced the touchdown. The Raiders were not hammering the Eagles into surrender. They were doing it with finesse and flair, the same style that had brought them to this Super Bowl. Trailing 21-3 with over 13 minutes remaining in the third quarter,
Plunkett's eating us alive.
the Eagles still believed that the promised land was within reach. The problem was, the only road out of these badlands was through the mountains of the Raider defense. Knowing that Ron Jaworski was being heavily pressured, Oakland secondary laid back in zone coverages designed to take away the long pass. When you're trying to throw over and between the NFL's tallest set of linebackers, there is little margin for error. And on a day when Ron Jaworski needed to be most accurate, he was not. Rod Martin's second interception tied a Super Bowl record and resulted in another Oakland score.
From 46, it's kicked well. And it is good. And Philadelphia is distinctly in a comeback mode now.
It's the eye right, play pass 47, headed 683, flat and to go down.
Zam blitz, Zam blitz, Zam blitz.
Time and again, the Eagles had snowballed down the field, only to melt under the hot glare of the end zone.
We got to play. Get going, Howard!
In the fourth quarter, the legs of Wilbert Montgomery and the arm of Ron Jaworski retrieved some of Philadelphia's dignity.
Let's go!
But midnight had come and gone, and the Cinderella Raiders were still dancing.
The Raiders right now are in a situation to close in very firmly on their second Super Bowl championship in 4 years.
Jim Plunkett's performance in this Super Bowl ball was the stuff fairy tales are made of. 10 years of disappointment were behind him, for at last this Cinderella was healthy, poised and surrounded by men whose abilities equaled his own. Jim Plunkett's 261 yards and 3 touchdown passes earned him Super Bowl XV's Most Valuable Player award, and only a great save prevented a 4th touchdown pass. Another Chris Barfield goal concluded the scoring as Oakland ended Philadelphia's dreams of a world championship.
Dick Vermeil must be feeling the sting of frustration right now.
Anyone who ever said, one game cannot tarnish a great season, never lost a Super Bowl.
As good as you play to get here and play like that, sad, daggone way to finish the season. Give Oakland a lot of credit. They beat our butts. Yep. Wasn't a fluke.
This tale was to have a storybook ending for the remarkable Raiders. A new Super Bowl record, achieved by perhaps the least known of all these Cinderella stars.
Back is Jaworski. Sets up really deep. Now comes up the middle. Picked off. Rod Martin, the third time middle. And Rod Martin once again slams the door in the face of the man they call Jaws, a sort of fitting symbol. Silver and black football is king of the hill in the National Football League. Crescendo of Raider fans beginning to rise.
Oakland's victory created the sort of joyous reaction that comes with seeing something that suggests all things are possible. The Oakland Raiders, for 17 years, pro football's winningest organization, were once again the world champions of professional football.
The Prince came calling. Prince Pete Rozelle. He had a silver slipper.
The Raiders became, of course, the first wild card to win the Super Bowl. I think it's a tremendous compliment to the organization because you had to win 4 postseason games. I think it's a great credit to you for putting this team together. You've earned it. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, Commissioner. This was our finest hour. This was the finest hour in the history of the Oakland Raiders. To Tom Flores, the coaches, and the great athletes, you were magnificent out there today. You really are. And we want to welcome back the hostages to the United States. And take pride and be proud. Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You were magnificent.
This NFL Films production has been brought to you by the National Football League.
The NFL is online at www.nfl.com.